Welcome back to Dubai Desert.
Carry on.
Go for it.
Hello and welcome back to Dubai Desert Driving Etiquettes and Techniques. This is your host Raimdad, and today I bring to you the drive from our one and only Richard. Woohoo!
Morning, everybody. Newbie Drive this morning, absolute newbies. We were just looking at our absolute newbies. Nissan Patrol, borrowed Jeep. Okay, so as we're here today, some of the things you need to learn first ever drive. There are a couple of principal rules in terms of driving in the desert. I'm looking at those who've not been here before. Rule number one, don't fight gravity. However powerful your car, you cannot fight gravity. So one of the things you may hear over the radio through the instructions that we give during the drive consistently is steer down. That's that way.
Not that.
And that might sound like a very basic thing to hear, but the challenge is that if you're driving sideways up a dune and you don't think that the car is getting to where the car needs to be, you may be tempted to think, if I use more power, I will be able to achieve it. Even in the monster truck that we have with us, that's not going to work. So don't fight gravity. It's a very simple rule. If you feel as if the car is not getting where you want it to go, steer down, and then you'll get the benefits of gravity to help you get back down to a safe place from which you can attempt the same thing again. There is no problem whatsoever in reattempting. There are no heroes in desert driving. The only heroes are the ones who get home safely without their car being damaged and having had a good time. No one is going to say, oh God, they had to try again, because we have all been there. However experienced you are, we all were beginners once. And everybody understands that that's part of the challenge of getting the feeling of driving in the desert. So please, I will say it again, don't fight gravity. The other thing that I mentioned before the film came on, don't overtake. We stay in convoy order. Please stay in that convoy order, because that is important for your safety and also so we know where everyone is. Physics lesson. Momentum is your friend. If your car is moving, then try and keep it moving. What happens in the sand is that if you lose momentum, the wheels tend to get a bit bogged down. And once you've lost that momentum, you stop moving and you may find that the car gets stuck. So if you've got the right momentum, the car will keep moving through the sand. You will be happy. We'll all be driving nice and smoothly. If you lose that momentum, and that happens by over accelerating, over braking, and oversteering generally, then what happens is it's less fun. So over accelerating because you're trying to put too much power into the sand. What was the second one?
Steering.
Thank you. No, it's the third one.
Braking.
Over braking. Over braking, thank you, because what happens when you put your brakes on, the sand acts like a triple anchor on the wheels, and you'll stop. And then oversteering. Now, not many people talk about oversteering because it's not something that is so intuitive. When you're in the sand, your steering is not going to feel like it does on the road. And then you think, I've got to correct and correct and correct. But actually in the sand, it's about delicate movements. It's about being careful with what you do. And just because your car isn't responding like it does on the road, don't worry. Don't try and steer, because then what will happen is the wheels tend to get caught by the sand. Okay? As a general rule, those who are more experienced maybe don't do this anymore. We have a rule, because you're all in automatic cars, that D is for?
Desert.
Someone's heard me say that before. D is for desert. If you have an automatic car, it's got a very, very, very clever engine in it and a very clever computer. In the case of yours, definitely. So it's probably able to make decisions quicker than you are able to if I shift in my Tiptronic. And the level of driving we're doing today, you really shouldn't need anything other than D, which is for desert. And we, as a rule, drive in for high. If you spent the last night assiduously reading the manual of your car, where it said that if you get into trouble, you should immediately put the car into for low, that is probably because it's written for an American audience of people who, first of all, have limited intelligence, and secondly, are thinking about being stuck somewhere in a snowdrift or in some deep water, not thinking about driving in the sand. If you keep the car in for high, then you will have enough traction and enough power to do most things. The other reason why is because for low we tend to use as a gear for recovery. Because what happens when you put the car into for low, the torque increases, the traction increases, the power going to the wheels increases, and then we have a chance to use that additional element from the car to get you out of a position of being stuck. Okay? What else do we need to talk about? Cleaning the desert. Yes, we don't make the desert dirty.
Traction control.
Ah, yeah, all of your toys need to be turned off as well. Thank you, Taj. All the toys inside your car, traction control, ABS, airbags, anything else, turn them off. That is because if you have traction control on, the minute that the wheels start to slip, ABS will come on, it will make it more difficult. Airbags turn off because if you go from that angle to that angle, in some cars they think that you've had a terrible accident and suddenly they blow up. And any of the other tools generally are not that useful within the desert environment. We use radios to talk to each other. The radios we are going to tune to a single channel, which we'll give you. You'll all get the same one. We'll do it in a second. We use radio for communication. So that means that you talk to us when we talk to you, and please acknowledge when we've spoken to you. That means that we know that you've heard. When you talk on the radio, please make sure that you tell us which car you're in case we haven't seen. And if possible, which convoy number. Again, helpful because if there is a problem, we will hear you. The radio is not meant for us to hear the wonderful disco, R&B, drum and bass that you're listening in your car. There's less Bangor people today, so I haven't mentioned it. But it's so that we can communicate with each other and tell each other what's going on. So at the lead of the drive, I may say to the person who is immediately behind me, please be careful. I'd like you to drive 3 meters to the right or left. You will hear, because they've got the experience, that they will copy that, so I know that they've heard it, and then you follow. I will be at the lead today. I have terrible sense of navigation, and I've never done this before, so thank you for all risking your lives with me today. Please follow the line that we take.
Yeah.
There is a reason that I'm taking that line, and that's because I believe that everyone behind can follow the same line. If you go off it, there is a chance that your car will get stuck. Again, nothing wrong with being stuck, but it just is easier if you follow that line, because what I'm trying to do by following that line is give some of the experiences of driving for the first time. For those of you that are completely new, not done it before, newbies, driving in the sand, it's slippery, it's imprecise. You're going to be putting the car on angles that you have never felt it possible to put them on before. You will be driving on a 45-degree sideways angle for quite, don't look so worried, 45-degree sideways angle for quite a lot of the drive. But that is so that you and your passengers and you get the sense of what it is like to be in that situation. We're going to go mainly up and over dunes today. We won't be taking them sideways or any of the more advanced crossing techniques, because if you can get up and over the other side of a dune successfully, you can get, where's the tower? We can get all the way to Alain that way. So literally, if from here you could get all the way to Alain just going up and over those dunes. So that's the main skill that we'll try and get all of you to understand today, as well as being actually able to drive through the sand, get the feeling of what it's like, and do a little bit of driving with the car at a degree that feels uncomfortable. What else have I forgotten?
So on the slope, steering is important for the new guys. When you're coming down the slope, don't try to steer your car. Just keep it straight. We have a tendency to steer the car, especially if you see a bush and you want to avoid that. It's okay if your car goes over the bush. Okay? Just keep it straight. Once you're on the flat surface, then you steer.
Okay, distance between the cars. We try and keep a distance of between 5 and 10 car distances between the cars. Please make sure that you can see the car in front of you or the car behind, because if you can't see the one in front, you're lost. If you can't see the one behind, they're lost, and then we have to go and find them.
So car in front of you or behind you? Or
Both. Both.
No, you can't keep the distance from behind you. The one behind you has to keep. But you keep an eye on both, because you have two safety.
So do I radio that in if I don't see the car behind me?
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
You can radio stop. The car ahead of you will stop, and eventually the leader will stop. We'll get the convoy together and then start moving again.
Okay.
Just to add to a point that Richard said, when you're moving your car, move slowly and then accelerate. Don't accelerate all of a sudden. And same thing when you're braking. When you're braking in the desert, brake slow. That's why we are asking you to leave some distance between the next car in the convoy and yourself, so you have the distance to stop slow and easy. What happens if you start too quick, or if you stop too quick, is you'll build sand around your tires, which makes it more difficult for you to move. If you have to stop on a flat surface or a decline. Do not stop on an incline, because then for you to start again will be more difficult.
Any other points from the more experienced people around here?
Just what to do if you do get.
Thank you. Completely forgot to talk about what.
And Vijay, you take over.
My agent says I'm not allowed to be on any private.
Yes, so everyone's going to get stuck. And if everyone doesn't get stuck today, then they have been stuck. So we talk about stucks in two ways. We talk about a refusal and we talk about a stuck. A refusal is when the car refuses to do what you ask it to do. That doesn't necessarily mean that you are stuck. It doesn't mean that you have to have all of us come round and try and help you out, because we do try and think in terms of a 5-stage recovery process, which would be to drive yourself out, dig yourself out, use a tow rope, use a winch, and in the worst of circumstances, use a helicopter, because that would be something that's extremely serious. So in most cases, we will be able to get you out of any situation by you driving yourself out or digging yourself out. So tell us if you have a problem. I have a refusal. Then we'll understand. And then if that refusal turns into something where you actually can't get the car out, then it's a stuck. You're stuck, and then we'll come along and help you. In terms of what happens when you get stuck, certainly for the absolute newbies and for anyone else who fancies getting some help, please don't try and move the car yourself. One of the more senior people who is here today, Rahimdad, and the two people who are not to be mentioned on the film, and Rashid, will come to your assistance. So we will come, and what we will do is have a look around the car, we'll check the situation, and then either over the radio or coming side by side, we will advise you what to do. Please do not panic when that happens. There is a tendency when it goes wrong to think, oh my Lord, it's gone horribly wrong, and I've got to get myself out of here. Just stop, breathe, take a moment, and we'll advise you how to do it. That's what we're here for, to get you out safely and make sure that everything is done in a very ordered way. It is a fantastic, wonderful, amazing thing to get stuck. It is the best thing that can happen to you today on this drive. I will repeat that. Getting stuck is the best thing that can happen to you today, because that is where you'll get the real learning. Because actually driving on the sand, if you're just driving on the sand, that is just like driving on the road except dustier, okay? The challenge is that if you're driving in the sand and something happens, you need to learn how to deal with that. So the more stucks that you have today, the better, because the more learning you will have, and the less time I will need to spend in the gym this afternoon doing a workout, because we'll have dug you out. Please, we are here to help. We are here to guide, assist, coach, so that you get the same enjoyment out of what has become a passion for just about everybody else here. Anything else I've forgotten?
So
Convoy numbers we'll need to sort.
I like one of the exercises Richard makes us do. He's forgetting that too again today. Is right hands up.
Right,
Right
correct.
hands up. Yeah. So when we say steer right, it's the right hand. Right down. Left, left down.
It's true. There are numerous people who
Do
forget.
not panic. If you panic, your right become left, left become right, you lose it. But never forget, when you're doing a side slope or something, and if you feel your car is sliding down, come down. Whether you have to steer left or right, come down. Do not fight gravity. So just getting into the desert, and sunny day, but there's a nice breeze.
Cold chili.
Please fasten your seatbelts. Going to get an average height of 3 foot above the ground. Refreshments will be available at the end of the drive.
It's fine. This much gap is okay for the moment.
Yes, Sudani.
But his English is good. Huh?
Oh, Ibrahim?
Yeah.
They're born and brought up outside somewhere in European, American, British.
Okay, okay. That explains it.
Yeah.
Because they,
You can be a little bit closer to Chadi.
They are Sudanese.
You're right.
How did I come to know about it?
yeah,
He uttered some Arabic words.
right, and the way he speaks.
Yes.
See the camels on the right.
Hello, camel.
Look at the baby camel.
Look at the big one. It's huge.
Mm.
Father, daughter, son, and mother.
It's a complete family.
Full family. Complete family.
Look at the Y62. It is a work of art.
Oh,
In
yes.
the desert, you see it moving like that.
Yeah.
It looks like a complete work of art.
True.
Yeah, so you see, small circles.
Yeah.
Just to familiarize, this is how your car reacts.
Correct.
This is how a newbie drive should be. Little circles, just to familiarize. Okay, your car can do it, and this is how it would react. Get the feeling, get in touch with,
Exactly.
how it feels. And then you can level up slightly for them to feel how it really feels on a slighter, higher dune.
Yes.
And these are small dunes, so medium dunes would be perfect. But yeah, Subhanallah, back doing a newbie drive after some time. And yeah, for me, I love doing newbie drives because I've done everything, but I love, being able to teach somebody something new. And you never know, these kind of drives, you might just get to learn something new from someone also. So that's the motivation for me to come out for this and, try to see if I can pick up something different.
Sure.
unfamiliar to. But this is beautiful. Excellent.
Being the official first Newbie Drive coming from Desert Lions Off-Road Academy.
Absolutely.
Feeling amazing.
Absolutely.
On a beautiful sunny morning with the chilly breeze.
Absolutely.
10 cars in the convoy with 3 absolute newbies. Couldn't ask
And
for much better.
that part when you say 3 absolute newbies, you're introducing somebody to the desert for the first time.
Correct.
Slowly, you can use your brakes.
And what an accomplishment for Desert Lions to come back with the strength of 10 cars
Yes.
with 3 absolute newbies who want to learn from this
Correct.
adventure, learn from this exercise. This is amazing. So I think some of the wind, although the mic is covered, but I'm sure it would be picking up some of the winds.
Yes, it should.
And the audience will get a feel. Look at the sand blowing.
Amazing.
So you can imagine the breeze. It's like,
That was a tiny bit too fast. You might want to try the brakes a bit more next time.
wow. That was a bumpy one coming down, but amazing. Just keep tuned and we will keep updating you on this drive. So Taj bhai, if you had the TJ today, the 2003 that we saw, you would have gone crazy today.
I would have gone for
And
2
you,
drives.
yeah,
I would have gone for 2 drives.
2 drives. You would have finished and said, okay, bye bye, I'm going for another one now. And you would have had a fellow TJ with you on the drive. That's amazing. So TJ is basically, for those who are wondering what TJs are, these are the Jeep Wranglers from 1998 to 2006.
Yeah.
$8,000.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
It was like $8,000 Jeep Wrangler, and then I was like, YJ, this is like,
A
like
bit too old.
a grandpa of vehicles.
Yeah.
That had the square lights,
That's correct. That's correct.
and that's how I knew it's a YJ. I was like, YJ, doesn't look too bad, but the conditions you get the YJs in, I don't think
I
the
saw
8K is worth
TJ
it.
other day with the winch and all that. It was for about 10,000.
Yeah,
That was much better.
yes.
I mean, TJs have actually been the winners for a very long time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, they're good in between cars, especially the 2001 to 2004 model TJs. Those were all sorted because they were the later year models.
Correct.
And I mean, like, if I get a 2003, 2004 model TJ for 10K, I'd go for it any
Sure.
day. And they were capable off-road. They're not as uncomfortable as the YJs.
Yeah, definitely.
I drove a YJ manual for half an hour, and that was a total backbreaker.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna do that again, ever. But TJ, my brother had the TJ. You had the JK. You had the JK.
Yeah.
So if you guys are wondering, so after 2006, 2007, the new chases that came out, those were called the JKs,
Correct.
and the brand new ones are JLs.
JKs, and the difference was the engine, which was a V6
Yeah,
rather than an inline.
inline. Yeah, it was the first V engines. Yeah, introduced to the Jeep Wranglers.
Yes.
But you had a rare one, which was you got it like out of the showroom, one of the first few JKs to roll out. and tell us a little about that, because I think the one I knew 2007 to a certain year before the Pentastar came out, they had the 3.8 liter engine, but yours was not a 3.8 liter.
Mine was a 3.7 liter, and that was the first batch of JKs that were introduced in the UAE market.
Yeah.
So mine was the 9th or the 10th car that they
That
released.
rolled out of the showroom
Yes,
floor.
exactly. So yeah, it had a lot of things which were under testing,
Yeah.
which they improved later on in the cars which came after the first batch.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it was one of those cars which had the best traction control switch off options.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because the cars which came later on, they still had some issues. They were coming on after a certain speed or certain time.
Ah.
And the 3.7 had a 207 horsepower, which was also amazing.
Right.
And that car with an STT Cooper tires on them
Yeah.
was just like a desert-friendly car, which the sand just liked those cars. The kind of wheelbase.
There is a sharp drop at the bottom there, so please take it very, very slowly as you come down to the bottom of that dune.
But that car had one issue in it, which I had faced: weak links on
Take it too slowly.
on those scissors, they call it, which is the link between the chassis and the differentials.
Yeah.
So the clamps which were holding them,
Yeah.
they used to break every
Try
second.
and straighten up your
Okay.
steering.
So
a
we
tiny
needed
bit,
reinforcement
Ibrahim,
to be done
before
on that.
Coming down with the steering straight and not turned. Thank you.
But otherwise, that car was amazing. It has taken me places. I've gone all the way from Ras Al Khaimah to
Yeah, well done,
Viva,
Ibrahim.
all through the desert, 1300 plus kilometers.
Wow.
So yes, that
Yeah,
car,
but so later on they changed to the 3.8 liter engine,
right?
and then Pentastar came out with the JKs itself, and now you have the JLs with the Pentastar.
Correct.
Pentastars also, initially when it came out, Pentastar had its own little issues. But eventually they all sorted out.
Yeah, true. See, these vehicles are state-of-the-art vehicles,
Correct.
and the technology they are using need to be tweaked on the field. Once you have rolled out the cars, you have the people driving them, coming
And the
back with
feedback comes from
exactly.
those, yeah. Oh wow. So now we have a little fast section here for the newbies. That's, wow, amazing. Yeah, let's go, let's go. Wow, low oil? Did you just say low oil?
No, all please. I don't know. I didn't comprehend it properly. And I don't think any car has that gauge which has low oil.
Yeah, mine shows hot oil.
Yeah, hot is fine.
Yeah. I'm keeping an eye on my gauge to make sure that doesn't happen again. But Gulfness Fun Drive was a long drive. It was a taxing drive. And I think D kind of on those long drives gets tired going tuk 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 tuk, deciding which gear to be in. So then switching on to manual and keeping the revs a bit high is just a workaround for that.
Ye Chadita.
But yeah,
I think he said to slow down.
so good. I think he's done well so far.
Oh yes, he is.
Because the second Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Haha, I like that. Oh, yeah, baby. Whee! Yeah, the Fortuner came down like I was like it's slipping and sliding, and he had the most fun, I guess.
And Chad is keeping the proper distance between the lead and
Look at the way he just managed to climb that dune, the Y62. And sorry, when we say Y62, it's this new shape of Nissan Patrol. That's the Y62. The more popular version was the Y61, and still is. Love that Raptor. And see, after the rains, the sand is still hard and there's retained water.
Yes.
It's still there. Amazing, beautiful, beautiful area, and I think this particular track is amazing.
True.
These are amazing, beautiful set of dunes, and look at the amount of tire marks, which means nobody has actually ventured into these areas, or not many people, or whoever did a long time back.
Yeah.
If those tracks are almost gone off. These are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful set of dunes. I'm just loving every second. But you know, it's a clean area. I mean, it goes to show that not many cars have come this way.
Correct.
Whoever came some time back. The few tire marks here, there, but otherwise it's a fairly clean area, like, you know.
True, very true.
I'm loving this.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it. This is McDonald's area.
Yes. Ting, ting, ting.
I'm loving it.
Magnificent.
Or KFC, finger looking good. Oh, by the way, this part of the video is not sponsored by any of the food companies. Okay, somebody is venturing on their own. That's it. No. Oh,
That's a convoy.
I know whose convoy that is.
Really?
Yep. I know whose convoy this is, and I know who comes into this area very often. And so,
Is it the one starts with the C?
C.
The group
No.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, group, yes. Person, no. Person doesn't start with C.
With the D.
Just let me see if
With
I
the
can
what?
get it before you fall.
D, no.
3-word D.
Copy.
3 words.
Yep,
No,
that's
I
fine.
can tell
Follow.
you his plate number. 2404.
Ah.
His birthday.
Nice.
नहीं बोलता छोड़ don't understand. Anyway,
But there was a few cars.
if you, see, it doesn't matter, right?
No, it doesn't matter.
It again depends what's the level of drivers he's taking,
Yeah.
what he's trying to teach, where he's trying to get them at. See, when I was new to this, I was like, how do
The
the...
top here, if you look to
Yeah,
your right,
how
you're
do-
going to see the Eye of Sauron, which is the power station that is powered by Solar Park for Dubai.
Correct. There's the one shining in the distance, which we'll be able to see in some time, is the tower which they've built for the solar parks,
Okay.
and energized by the solar parks.
I'm slowly coming down that dune. Not too sharp at the bottom, but you need to make sure that your speed is moderated, please.
When we went to Hatta, the dam, so they have built the dam in a way where there's a slant in the mountains
Okay.
where the water flows. And so the water flows, creates an energy of its own.
Is that no problem?
That energy created is what gets the solar park going.
Ah.
The amount of energy required,
Hydro energy.
hydro energy, for the solar park to get going. And then, so you have all these solar panels out in the solar park, and which I heard they're going to even increase now. More of the desert's going to be taken up by those solar panels.
Okay.
And we've seen some of the areas developed into farms with these crop circles and all.
Right.
Yeah, the areas for us to drive
Getting
keep
lesser and
reducing.
lesser.
Yeah. But this is a fantastic area. I'm just loving this. Be very slow coming down, bump, and a real jump at the end.
Thank you.
Ooh. Oh, I'm just loving this area. I can come this area and drive any day, night, doesn't matter, man. This is awesome, awesome.
Really awesome. I was having a different kind of a expectation today, but Richard has enlightened my feelings.
He's exceeded expectations today.
Totally.
My expectations have been exceeded.
He's given us the vast expanse.
I was thinking we'll have a bit of everything. We'll have a bit of action where people get stuck and we'll be able to recover. And so everybody gets to learn something
I'm sure
from
he's
that
trying
exercise.
his best for that to happen.
Take it very carefully
Yeah.
going down to the bottom of that one. It's sharp.
You wouldn't be able to do this if this was a
The
properly
second one is
dried up
sharp, so
sand.
I need you to take them very, very slowly so that anyone who has
I
rolled
guess
their
so.
bumpers protects them.
Okay, here we go. Challenge. Going down.
Okay, Shani is stopped to see how he has to move forward. What happened?
So Ibrahim, you can come down. I can see you from here. Just keep coming. That's it. Get the brakes on. That's it. Let them out slowly. That's it. Keep the speed there. That's great. Just keep coming down. You're okay. That's it. Keep coming through.
I'm sure the person enjoying it the
And
most
that's it,
right
you're
now
through. Fantastic.
looks like
Thank
it's
you.
going to be
And
Ibrahim.
then let Chaddy come through for the second
Yes.
one.
He's the most engaged driver at this time. He's the one most worried because I guess he is the most expensive car in this lot, except for the Braptor, of course. But Braptor, Alex is cool here.
He's cool.
He is totally cool. He has his own zone. He is in a Zen zone. Nobody can get him out of that.
True.
Hey.
Nobody should as well.
Yeah,
He's not harming anyone. He's
No,
in
no.
his. He's given everyone space.
yeah.
Not coming in the middle.
And he has his eagle eye on us,
Oh yes.
making sure everything is moving, everything is moving smoothly. That was sharp.
It is sharp.
That is sharp. That is nice. But you know, I like fossil rock drop. You know, that kind of a drop where you have this sharp drop, but for a longer period where you really need to learn, you get to learn how to engage your forward low, go into the first gear, keep it in that first gear, keep the speeds low, let the engine control it rather than you having to brake for it. Like, you know, this is just a short bit which you can control with your brakes. It's nothing too odd. Whoa, this is, yeah, but yeah, not that you need to control it with a low first gear, but nevertheless, good area to learn. But I just, that Fossil Rock experience was one that was traumatic for me because I lost on my Jeep Commander, you knew, the black one. I lost one of my rims on that coming down. Because I didn't know, nobody was there to tell me to engage in 4 low first gear. And so in the D coming down and the normal 4 high, is like, yeah, boom. Because it's rocky, I broke a rim. It was expensive. That was $1,800 for one rim. So yeah, that was way expensive. I had to learn the difficult and the expensive way. But I made sure that so I had a trauma, and for some time I wouldn't even go there. And when I finally did, then I didn't want to stop. I got addicted to that. I wanted to do that every day of the year, like, you know. Just want to be there. And now that it's all enclosed and fenced up, it's something I miss a lot. But that was my teaching zone, you know, teaching people how to handle those sharp drops.
You see how Luke stopped?
No.
He stopped to see whether we are coming or not.
Aywa.
The moment he could see us in his mirror,
and he moved.
Lovely.
Yeah, I saw he is keeping an eye. And see, these are basics, and somebody new to the sport, it's good to see them listen, learn, and retain that and follow it to the T.
Correct.
Because these are the kind of people you can develop, grow, and then polish to become the kind of leaders, you know. So, and yeah, I think for us as an academy, that should be the main aim on driver development and how we use our drives and programs to gel with each other. And every time we drive, every time we have one of our sessions, people learn from it and enjoy learning from the experience.
Correct.
So we have to make it in a way where it's not just about all classroom courses.
Of course.
There will be the practicals. Yeah. There will be the practicals. But just having it run side by side would be an amazing achievement.
Oh, yes.
So inshallah, we are developing our courses. That's up and coming. But before that, we have realized that there are a few potential leaders among us. And so keep tuned, because next week we're going to bring to you how we're going to develop these leaders into people who can post drives on our forum. And for me, I believe everybody No matter even people like Richard, for example, somebody I have worked with in teaching him, and but I feel like, today whatever he's giving me back is his flavor of a drive I could have posted.
Correct.
And it's totally different than
There's a little
how
bit of
I
gas
would
to get
have
up
carried
that,
it out.
incline. Again, the sand today, because it rained during the week, is unusually hard. So we're able to do some things that might otherwise not be possible. But let's enjoy it while we can.
Good boy!
Then you'll see actually we turn down to the left rather than trying to follow them. Copy.
Go on to the
That's
other
it.
side.
If you can just come down now. Stop, 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 stop. That's it. And come down. Thank you.
So, guys, this is where Tajbai takes over, halfway through the ride.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, he's in control. And I'm relaxed in the passenger seat. Although you guys won't be able to see that.
Wheels or we will go straight? Follow Brian.
So,
To the left, please. Don't
we
try
just
and go
had
up on the ridge.
one off refusal.
Yeah. The first one.
And so, yeah, the first one of the day. And so, a simple talk and putting him in the right mindset of what he was supposed to be thinking and how he is supposed to be applying himself helped out. And then he had another slight refusal, and again it was managed well. So, couple of occasions we got to learn from that. And yeah, I can explain this situation now, today, better than what I could say 10, 11, 12 years back. Although used to, but after seeing that so many times, you kind of recognize where the refusal is coming from, what the mental state, what the mind is telling that person to do. And most of the newbies are in that mental state.
Correct.
And once you explain to them that what is expected of them and what they should be doing and why, and once they understand the reasoning, as long as they are reasonable people who you can speak to, you can just explain to them, where you're coming from and why, and they would take it. They take that lesson very easily. They absorb those.
Rahim, what I understand is,
Ji.
after so many years of driving in the desert
Right.
with people,
Yeah.
not solo,
Yeah.
you tend to register those moves
Yes.
which others do
Yeah.
and slot them into what kind of driving skills or mentality these people carry.
Correct.
Then what happens is that whenever that kind of a action is done,
Yeah.
you suddenly bring your system into place.
Correct.
And you tend to bring that person into that slot.
Right.
And then use all those teachings that you have done in the past,
Right.
those previous people,
Yeah.
and try to teach them as well. And
Correct.
if the frequency matches,
Yeah.
it's very easy to make them understand,
Yeah.
show them by just telling them those instructions,
Correct.
like what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and what you should be doing.
Correct.
And most of the time, I see that if you are talking to them in that language which they understand,
Correct.
believe me, they really do it, and it looks like a wonder. Like a second before, he or she got stuck,
Yeah.
and the second later, where you have told them everything what has to be told,
Right.
and they follow it to the word, it completely changes the scenario.
Correct. True.
They also feel it,
Yeah.
and we feel not only this, that we made them understand, we feel proud that we have taught something to them which they are actually implementing it practically, and come out of the situation themselves.
Yeah, that's very true. But at the same time, it's not just. I've seen so many people out there in the desert, right?
Of course.
That it's come to a point where I can confidently say that teaching is not for everybody.
That is true.
Number one. Number two, when you are in that mode and you are more into teaching than, because any maneuver I can do it easily.
Yes.
I know how to handle my car. I know how to handle myself. There is no doubt in that. But for me to get somebody to do that same maneuver in their car, to know that car's capability, that person's ability from what I see, judge.
Yeah.
And reading his mind and giving him that instruction where he then breaks it down into simple little points and carries out that maneuver, that is not everybody's cup of tea.
Agreed.
And what I'm trying to say is, again, the experience counts, because if I've been trying to teach over the past 10, 12 years, what I have learned, not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody wants to teach somebody. Not everybody wants to go through that hassle. Not everybody wants to. Once I've seen a lot of people who learn, move on, and want to just go for extreme drives.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't even want to come for newbie or Newbie drives. But newbie and Newbie drives where you are teaching is like a revision for you.
Correct.
For me, it's like a revision of whatever I've done. So I never forget whatever I've learned. And I never let myself forget the first day I drove in the sands.
Amazing.
Because when I come to a newbie level, I want to be able to drive at that level, to be able to understand the psyche of that person, to understand what's scaring him, what used to scare me, how I used to think. I take myself back to that scenario 15, 16, 17 years back.
Correct.
And that's what the Desert Lions Off-Road Academy is all about.
No doubt.
It's an academy, it's a place where people can come, they can learn, they can hone their skills, we can polish it for them. And that's our victory.
True, exactly.
That's our true victory. Our true victory is not on climbing the highest dune or clearing a 50 kilometers or 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers stretch, although that feels good at times,
Yeah.
like we did last week, 170 kilometers. But at the same time, you need days like this where you can go back to scratch.
Yes.
My flag
And
has
do-
fallen down and stuck too.
What?
I think somebody's flag fall down. Oh yeah, there's a flag. I can
Can
see
you
it.
repeat the message? We need to stop. You need to collect his flag. No problem.
Rainbow, what I see is teaching.
Yes.
I mean, I have a background with my mom. She was a teacher.
Right.
You have a background with your mom. She was a teacher.
Correct.
Teaching is basically a passion.
Correct.
And that's why they say once a teacher, always a teacher.
Yes.
And it's a job. It's a full-time job.
Correct.
Now,
Back in line.
anybody and everybody who tends to call themselves a teacher
Yes.
is only for one and only one reason, is that they're passionate about their
Convoy
job.
moving.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that their students learn that particular subject,
Correct.
the right thing, the right way, and everything should be up to the mark.
Absolutely.
Now,
Agree.
a teacher of a school
Yes.
has got a lot of students,
Yes.
different kind of students,
Yes.
with different minds, different, adaptability,
Correct.
grasping powers, and all that.
Correct.
So that teacher has to equate herself with all those different minds
You're right.
to make sure they get what she wants to convey.
Correct.
This is the same thing which happens over here as well. So whatever you have told is exactly correct.
Yeah.
That you have to align with the driver, with
Yeah.
the car,
Yeah.
with their capabilities, the situation,
Yeah.
and then keeping all those variables in mind,
Right.
tell them the exact instructions which they can follow, and
Right.
implement it at that moment to, learn that trick or skill or that way to get out of that situation. So yes, it's a complete art. Driving, keep it aside.
Yeah.
Teaching how to drive is a separate art altogether.
Correct.
And whoever can accomplish that, I
Yeah.
believe they are the heroes. For me, teaching someone how to drive the right way is not just to make sure that they are safe.
Yes.
I have to also make sure that they enjoy it.
You've lost your flag
Yeah.
again.
Absolutely.
Number 4.
If they don't enjoy it, they will not join you.
Okay, I'll go down to pick it.
You're sticking it.
The flag.
I believe you're sticking it with what you call it's suction thing. So what you need to do is just clean it off, then apply little water, and then put it on, so it will hold on for longer.
I guess the suction is broken.
Yeah, when you apply a little, oh, it's gone. Okay. All the best. It's okay. You have to get it fixed before the next drive then. Yeah, it's again when you're teaching, right? There's a passion in teaching. There are
course.
teachers who don't carry the same passion,
Yes.
and there's different subjects.
Correct.
So, say you're a maths teacher and you write a problem on the board, and then you solve it, right? And you tell the students how it's done.
Yeah.
Would that be of interest to you as a student, or you let the students apply themselves and say, hey guys, do you want to learn something new today? Here's a problem. Who thinks you can solve it?
Correct. Correct.
Which one would you enjoy better, the art of teaching? Somebody who just comes and puts it on board and says, copy this and by hearted what you have to do, or somebody who comes and challenges your skills and says, hey, here's an opportunity to learn or apply yourself, your intellect,
Yeah.
and here's a problem, who can solve this?
Correct.
So
The latter is the one which should be applied.
yeah, so I think those who calling themselves teachers, sure, people can teach, anybody can teach, but how you're teaching it, like you said, students should enjoy, right? Which student will enjoy? The student who engages.
Yes, exactly.
And how are you going to engage your students? That is by putting them through these tasks, these little areas of concern,
Yeah.
and
Bit of
saying,
momentum to get up that last hill.
No,
there, so give it a
your
little
car-
bit of beans just to make sure that you make it up the top.
your car can do it. It's just how you going to apply yourself.
Yeah.
And how much of yourself you want to apply at that point.
Exactly.
So I think the way we think is alike. The culture we are trying to develop within the academy is same.
Yeah. Exactly.
So what we really want to do is nurture this talent and be able to speak the same language.
Exactly.
So whether I go out and teach somebody how to off-road, or you go out
It's going to require
and
some
teach.
acceleration to get up. It's a little bit bumpy, but it's flat at the top, so don't worry.
Or it's Richard or XYZ, whoever,
Accelerate.
you know. And that's where next week's training is gonna be absolutely crucial. It's the first of its kind,
Correct.
where we align all our leads. And our professors who are gonna teach. And yeah. So guys, more than one way to get up. Tajbhai just showed you how alternatively to the track that was already created with his experience, how he just created a parallel track
See if this one is able to get up before
very
you follow.
safely.
I don't like the bumps. Bumps are not good for the car and its suspension, especially on speeds. So I just got a alternative route which avoided all the bumps.
Correct.
Okay, that requires quite a bit of acceleration to get up. Copy, following.
Yeah, R50 has a lot of beans, so that should not be an issue.
And I would think that the Patrol has got a lot of power, so that should also make it as long as you keep the acceleration till you get to the top.
The Y62 is just gonna overtake you. Richard is not gonna stay behind you for long. ये मेरे को पता है.
No, that's not enough. Ibrahim, slowly come back straight. Slowly, slowly. I think we might. Do you want to try again? Yep, about to try again now.
You'll need little bit more speed. This one you don't take it nice and sweet. This one you just rock it up.
Suggest you put your car in manual second gear and drive.
ये राशिद था ना?
I think so. Yeah, speed up all the way. Foot down on that gas. Keep going. Left, right, quick left side. And keep going. That's perfect. Beautiful. Keep going. Don't stop. Oh, okay, stop. Okay, you need to reverse back and just get your vehicle straight and reverse back in a straight line. But you're almost there. That was amazing. Right, turn right a bit, turn right, yeah, straighten out your car, right a bit, yeah, right, turn right, yeah, and straighten out, reverse, oh.
Yeah, steering to right only, don't, yeah. Keep steering right.
Slow, straight, steering straight. Okay, just stay there, wait. Tajbhai, just wait there, stay there. I'm coming. Can you go up there and let's find out a way how we can redirect him. We can take another route. Just stay there, I'm coming.
Okay, we're going to reroute from where we are at the moment, actually. So it's okay, Rahim. What I want to do is I'm going to ask Ibrahim to reverse a tiny little bit further with the steer. Hang on, Ibrahim, wait. Steering full to the left. To come a little bit further back and then swing round and turn right going forwards. Just Tiny bit more, tiny bit more, tiny bit more, tiny bit more, tiny bit more. Thank you. Keep moving and stop. Can you now go to the right and try and go forwards?
look. Wow.
That's it. Keep going round, and I'll come down and we'll reroute. I think everyone's going to be able to get up the other incline, but I'll reroute with and stop there, please. We can reroute, and at the top, instead of trying to get up the final part, you can turn off to follow us where we're going to go now.
Copy that, Richard. I'm holding position and I'll join the convoy once the convoy starts moving.
So Ibrahim, if you can please follow me. Fine.
Oh no,
Well done.
I like it.
अभी इसको फॉलो करें?
नहीं, किसको?
नहीं हम वो ट्रैक को फॉलो करें? शादी तो उल्टा खड़ा हो गया.
Shadi actually reached the top a
उसके
bit.
स्प्रिंग्स ने बहुत काम किया उसका.
And now it's our turn. Raptor, Raptor, Raptor. I love this Raptor, especially the color. It's such an amazing color, such an amazing vehicle, and it's in the hands of such a amazing person. I love Alex. He's just as down to earth as Richard, just lovely personality.
Okay, we'll take it a different way because it's a bit too
No, it's not.
soft up there on the top.
No, you're talking about that. Richard, the brake helped. We are actually finally getting some refusals now, and we can start learning from this exercise. For the longest of times, I used to believe that in a newbie
You can take that the
drive,
second route that I took, but when you come around the top, please make sure that you get to where I am because there's a big bunch of barbed wire on the floor. Sure, copy.
मैं उधर से जाऊंगा तो कोई प्रॉब्लम है ना? मुझे पता है ये बोलने वाला.
I don't know. Let's follow the route. This slight rerouting is okay, but because we have at least one new person in the back. I mean, not a complete newbie or something, but
हमारे
still.
पीछे एक बंदा है जो नया है ना?
हाँ, so extra. Of course, Marianne has been driving for a long time, just as long as Richard, but she doesn't like to come to the forefront, And at the same time, but she is capable. And just today she has the R51. So that R51 is kind of something that she needs to be careful with. Where she hasn't driven it before, just for that reason. And nothing else, not her driving skills, but just being able to handle the R51 because she's normally, you've seen her in that Jeep that Luke is driving today. So Luke has the opportunity to drive the easier car, whereas Marian has an opportunity to learn from this experience how an R51 feels in the desert.
Correct.
And that's it. I was saying, for the longest period, I believe that if there is a newbie drive, try to make it as easy as possible.
Correct.
So that, the person doesn't get discouraged from coming. But I realized that by doing that, you're not throwing any challenges their way.
True.
And if you're not throwing any challenges their way, they feel a little too complacent. That I don't. I'm like, what's there to learn? So a few challenges should be there. A few refusal stacks should be there. Yeah, you should be able to put them through their paces, especially in the second half, to allow them to feel that there are challenges.
Correct.
And they enjoy learning from those kind of challenges. So I change myself, and whenever I prepare a newbie track, I make sure I put in a few difficult sections in it. So people actually, the newbies actually learn from this.
Correct.
And the great thing to see is sometimes newbies helping out newbies.
Yeah.
You see certain crowds when you're taking a newbie convoy, and somebody who's been through that situation before and learned from it tries to help the other newbie out.
Correct.
Saying, hey, you know what, you need to put in low and reverse, and so they learn the trick, and they're proud. They already want to teach, and as long as it's not going to be something harmful, I feel like I should allow them to interact among each other.
Correct.
That's a very good bonding also.
Oh yes, for sure.
Because in off-road, when it comes to off-road in the desert, I'm your friend, you're my friend.
Yes.
I will help you because I know that you can help me.
Correct.
And that's the dependability, we're all dependable on each other. We can depend on each other. That's what's important in an off-road setup. We have each other to depend on. And these kind of social drives is absolutely amazing. Another beautiful area.
Very beautiful.
And just goes to show that it's rained recently and it's still there. You can see glimpses of.
Yeah, the retention of water is still there.
Yeah. So it's not the humans that retain the water only.
Yeah, it's not.
The dunes too can do that. I think you got the more adventurous part, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? So how are you enjoying it?
Amazing.
Behind the wheels.
Behind the wheels is always like feeling like home, That feeling of control is always there.
Yeah.
And then what you can do with the car on the dunes, make the car achieve what you would want it to achieve.
Oh, this is amazing section. Amazing section.
Love this. I call this drifting.
Okay, stop the braking and take this right.
Let me check. So when it comes to running an academy, it's never an easy job. It's so crucial that you find people who speak the same language,
Correct.
who are on the same page, who
Who are,
You
not
know-
who are not greedy,
yeah,
who have an intention which is a good intention.
have the intention, work around it. Like you
Yes.
say, the success, the everything else, whatever is to follow is,
Excellence.
yeah,
You
it's
go for the excellence,
Yeah.
and the rest follows.
it's just like a byproduct.
Exactly.
The success is the byproduct of your excellence. I mean,
It's not possible that you deliver excellence every time
yeah.
and you don't get paid for it. Not possible.
Yeah,
Unless
no, but-
you announce that
but-
I'm going to give you the best for free.
Yeah, but yes, we have to structure out these courses, and the next steps would be, after we've done the legal formalities, whatever, is main thing will be to be able to show people the value that these courses bring.
Yes, exactly.
I'm sure there are discerning people who are looking to go for these kind of courses. But until and unless you are able to show them in concrete the value that you bring to the table, they're never going to agree.
Yeah, I totally agree on that.
So, yeah, they deserve it. These people, they deserve someone who can show them the right way, the right path, and they will be willing to pay for it. But you have to show the value it brings, what they learn from it. So you have these drives.
Yeah.
How are you going to do things differently in the course? That's going to create that difference for them.
Correct.
How they're going to learn, how they're going to benefit from doing that.
Yes.
Those are the important bits. So yeah, we're working on, although it seems we're having fun here,
Oh, yes.
but in the backdrop of things, we are working very hard towards having everything ready.
Correct.
Inshallah, hopefully sooner rather than later, having everything ready and in hand to say, yeah, now here we go. We have everything ready in hand,
Yeah.
So
A little
who wants
gift
to
to the
sign
more
up?
experienced drivers, I would ask the newbies not to try what the experienced drivers have now got the opportunity to do. But there's a nice tune here where we will let the more experienced drivers go ahead and see if they can ride the ridge the whole way
I thought
from
it
the
was
other
straight.
direction, Rahim Dad.
Yeah, right back.
Sorry, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, kid.
So the guys who were in the first four positions,
Sorry,
stick
किस
with
बात
me,
का आपने?
and each of the people who's more experienced behind them, if you just want to take a run along that ridge, feel free, we'll come along the bottom. No problem, I'll get it going.
I'm just gonna check my right tire. I feel like it's a bit low on air. Maybe pump it before I do something like this.
We'll come back the other way.
So here's a chance for a side sloping. The tire was a bit deflated, right side front.
Yeah.
Now it's back up. And Taj bhai, take over. Let's go.
Okay, Rahimdad's on the way, so for the rest of us, let's just make our way out.
And this how side sloping is done. But oh, what a bad weather! Oh, what a bad weather! What a bad weather! Oh, oh, yeah. Whoa! And it's oh.
Okay, you're going to need a little bit more gas.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
So,
Woo.
please.
Oh boy! Oi, oi, oi! Oh, hey. Man, this thing's got speed humps in the middle, man.
Please back it
Oh,
up.
oh. Yeah. And that's it. Oh. Oh. Oh.
I'll just follow Luke because Raheem is in front of us. Accelerating and follow the track. If you're unable to do, turn downwards. Exactly.
Oi, oi. Wow. Okay, that's it. Now we're in plain grounds. Let's just wait for Richard to come and then we can follow him out.
Oh.
They're back. They're back. Wow, that was exhilarating. That was really. Just wait for the Jeep. That's where we get in between the Jeep. Oh, the R51's not okay. There we go.
That was amazing.
Ah. Yeah, it's moments like these, that we prepare ourselves for.
Taking those split-second decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. It is that split second. If you don't make the right decision, it could be disastrous.
It could be, yes.
One of those decisions was to pump back air into the
Oh,
tires,
yes.
right side front. So, good thing we decided to do that. And so that allowed us to play because we're playing with the
steering.
we're playing with the side where the weight of the vehicle was on the right side, two tires. So the rear tire was okay. Front tire just lost some air because of a maneuver that we were doing. And so these things happen. But you should notice them and should have the equipment on board to address these issues.
Yes.
And once the issue was addressed, there is no doubt in mind that the experienced hands behind the wheels know what to do and how to take care of it. But with a right side deflated tire, it could result in any dangerous situation.
Correct.
And that was kind of avoided. So
Basically, what we did is follow the proverb which says, stitch in time saves 9. So we did not do that as well. We went one step ahead and we became cautious enough to put the air in the tires, and avoid the situation where the tires could have got a cut rolling over the rims without air, and it could cause a bigger damage. Safety issues could be another thing, but alhamdulillah we were able to do that, put in air, and then enjoy the side slope which you just saw. So yeah, and that happened because Raindad was persistent to check the tire and its pressure. So we are heading out, it seems, right?
yeah, so this the end. Anyways, we're little bit overtime,
Yeah.
but it was fun overtime.
It was really fun. It paid. The overtime got paid.
You got paid in a side slope that was kind of amazing
Oh yes.
and yet scary at times.
Yes, it does get scary.
The scary moment was because there were bumps on the way,
Thank
not
you very
expected.
Much, everybody. Much appreciated. Hope that everyone enjoyed themselves.
Thank you very much, Richard. Yes, we have enjoyed.
Thanks, Richard. This was amazing seeing 3 of your cars out at the same time.
Thank you for leading us, Richard, as usual. Amazing drive with you.
Chalo.
Thanks, Richard. Amazing. Loved it.
Okay, so Ibrahim, how was the drive and how was your experience?
Brilliant. It was brilliant. I didn't know what to expect. I thought I was going to be thrilled, but I was more than that. I was entertained, thrilled, and I learned a lot. So it was great.
Was there any moment during the drive that you felt that this is it, I can't go beyond this, or I can't do this, or it could not, take me any further?
No, the induction was quite clear, so I knew what was coming ahead based on the instructions that I was given at the beginning. So no, I was not afraid at all. No, I was actually more daring, I guess.
Actually, if you ask me and Rahim Dad, we both were observing you, and yes, we found you being in control all the time. And that's an amazing thing, because as a newbie, first timer, absolute first timer, this is something we don't tend to see in the desert. Most of the times it is very hectic in trying to make them understand how to do things and how to carry on, so that the drive is enjoyable, as well as the safety part is very, very important. We tend to make things safe. That's the first and foremost. But you were in control, so congratulations on
I
that.
think it was more testament to you guys than me. So the fact that it was clear, concise information that I had got, that made it easier.
Ibrahim, it's so modest of you, but the thing is, we say in our language, in the desert language, actually it's not desert, it's motorsport.
Yeah.
It's 80% of the driver and 20% of the car. So it's the driver. Even if you don't know anything, and we give you the best of the best of the best cars, you will not be able to perform with somebody who's given a mediocre car and he knows how to drive it.
And so thank you. I'll take that.
You should, and see you again in the desert very soon, and keep doing it.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
practice makes the man perfect.
Will do.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hi, Luke.
Hi, how are
It
you?
was nice to see you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Was this your first ever drive?
First ever drive. I've been a passenger before, but first drive.
So how did you feel, especially in a TJ?
Yeah, it was very. The start, I was feeling apprehensive on the first kind of up and down, and then the first sharp decline. I was thinking, is this even possible? But then, then you realise, what the car's capable of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I and Rahim Dad saw, and we were observing, that you were very careful.
Yeah.
You were driving the car by looking at what's in front of you,
Yeah.
whether you can do it or not. But you never hesitated.
No.
You slowed down for sure, but you never hesitated. So that was something which we liked, and that's how you should go forward. Understanding what's in front of you and calculating within yourself whether you can do it or not, and how you can do it. So yes, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And we would like to see you more and more coming in these drives, driving and learning.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was really good to watch the leadership, which routes they'd take, and then I could learn from that and see what speed and what angle they'd approached, and learn from that. And yeah, I'd love to come again. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And as you said, you must have seen we have rerouted a couple of times. So it's the desert, it's not the road.
Yeah.
We can make as many reroutes possible, depending on where we are comfortable.
Yeah.
Yes, the idea is to drive fun, safety, keeping in mind.
Yeah.
Not that you have to only follow that route which was made earlier.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
best of luck for the next.
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing you can make your own road in the desert, and you've got maybe sometimes the road isn't perfect, so you find a different road,
Exactly.
and you always you get home safely, and it's a great experience.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Good to meet
See
you.
you again.
See you again.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
How was the drive?
As usual, it's not the drive, it's to be with you guys. It's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I'm really enjoying to be part of Desert Lions. To see you again in the desert. And as usual, always technical, professional, and amazing drive with you.
Guys, this was Shadi, one of our best and the most reliable source that we have in the desert. He has always been on our side, and he is one person who is learning by the day. So yes, we would like to see him every day, every week, every time we have a drive, and our best support, the most powerful one. Thank you very much, Shadi, for being a part of our drive.
And we are looking forward to have t-shirts for all the desertarians.
Yes. It will be the next thing that we will be doing.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much.
Inshallah. Thank you.
What's your name? Nizar. Oh, is Nizar?
The
Okay.
first time with you,
So Nizar,
So,
how was the drive? We would like to know from your mouth, how was your experience?
Okay, as usual, today from time to time we discover more with you guys.
Thank you.
And today is a lot of techniques, and I like it. It's not so complicated, but we have a lot of ramps to do it.
You are now a part of Desert Lions Off-Road Academy.
Yeah.
And since it's an academy, we will be teaching you a lot of things. You can expect a lot of new things to be learned, techniques to be learned, and new places to be discovered. So inshallah,
What we expected from you, it's more you teach and more location to discover.
definitely we'll be doing that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. Thank you being a part.
going,
Yeah, sure. Mr. Isa, it was the first Desert Lions Off-Road Academy's Conway drive. So how did you feel in it?
I'm very proud to be in the first drive for the Desert Lions Academy, and it's my first joining as a driver, not as a co-driver. It's a lot of fun and we have enjoyed, and thank you very much for organizing this.
It's our pleasure, and keep looking forward to all the drives, because every drive that we will be having going forward is about teaching you, making you understand,
Only
and
info
safety.
I have that my car is a rented car. Until I get my car set up, I will be joining for sure and more.
Inshallah soon. Inshallah soon. We'll pray for you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahim.
Sir, it sounds very nice. Like the British Army man.
I really hate that.
Okay. Have we? So, Richard, today was the first drive under the umbrella of Desert Lions Off-Road Academy. And of course, we had an opening drive last week. But this was something which I wasn't expecting, and it turned out amazing. So just let me know, how was your feeling with the new bunch that we had, 3 newbies and the rest 7 cars?
Fantastic group of people, lots of fun, people who want to learn, people who want to listen, people who just want to enjoy the outdoors, enjoy the beautiful countryside that we are privileged to be able to use. And from my side, it was great. Conditions were a little bit favourable because it rained, so sand a little bit harder than usual, which meant that we could go to places where I wouldn't normally take a newbie.
That's what I also observed, that you had changed the road completely today, being semi-technical or very little technical, but it was amazing with those, big expanse of desert dunes that we saw today. So were you expecting some of us to get stuck, and it turned out that the sand was still wet and hard enough for every car to just float around?
I'm not sure I was expecting people to get stuck. No, so it rained a lot during the week, so it was pretty clear that we were going to have 36. Needs more? It was pretty clear that because of the rain we were going to probably enjoy some harder sand, because it's only had 3 days to dry out. And again, it's just a question of testing what's there, experimenting, seeing what's happening, and then driving the conditions. And today they were fantastic because it meant that we could take people into areas that I think otherwise you wouldn't be able to on an absolute newbie drive. So a lot of fun.
Thank you very much, Richard, for your lead and the drive.
the wind blowing the sand and slapping you crazy.
The wind was really, really, really unforgiving, and the sand was like bullets coming on our faces. But yes, we enjoyed the drive, so that was just a part of it.
Yeah, the sand is fantastic. It gives a different experience for people. They get to see what happens in the desert and why the dunes are formed. Without the wind, you don't get any dunes. So we thank whoever it is you want to thank that the wind keeps coming. Otherwise, we'd be standing on the flat. And
Absolutely.
We could see a new vigor in you today. We could see a new vigor and new energy in you today.
Really?
We noticed it. I noticed it.
I believe that is because of the transformation that he's working towards himself, working on himself. And I just asked him a question personally, that do you feel that more energy coming in because of your weight loss?
Absolutely. Means that digging out all of the absolute newbies is infinitely easier than it was 8 months ago.
I agree. And believe me, that's something very, very motivational for me.
You know, we are selfish people, so we will account it to the desert lions.
Sorry, yes, I said, yeah. And I wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for the input of the desert lions.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. It was great, and we would like to see you every time with us, driving and leading us.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So what a drive we had today. The first newbie drive for the Desert Lions after a very successful drive last week where we had a parallel run with the Gulf News Fun Drive.
Correct.
I thoroughly enjoyed the first half, and so I gave you the controls in the second half. How did you feel?
Okay, let me start off with this was the first drive of Desert Lions Off-Road Academy. First newbie drive, which I am very happy with, that we had started off with a newbie. And we had 3 newbies as well who were first timers, first time to be driven in the desert. So congratulations on that to all of us who made this a success. How I felt, just like a baby. You know, when you give a toy to the baby and how the baby becomes rejoiced and he feels that the world is given to his hands. That is exactly how I felt, because today Richard was totally different. Richard being our most senior masters who teaches us how to drive properly. It's not that we don't know how to drive. The reason why I say he knows how to drive, because he does it academically, and that's very important. Thoroughly, step by step, as a teacher. So I love him for that, and thank you very much, Richard. If you will see this video, you will hear this from us, and we would like you to be a part of us every time. Thank you again. I was thrilled. I didn't expect this from Richard, especially because he's renowned for technical drives, and he makes sure that people learn the skills during the drives. So it's more of learning curve that we see in his drives rather than thrilling and those exhilarations and all that. The adrenaline rush and extreme drives and side slopes of big dunes. His dunes are mostly smaller, technical, but today he took us to the same place where he does technical, to a different side which we didn't know about. It was a new place for me as well. I'm sure you also didn't see that, or maybe you have seen it. But for me, it was amazing. I loved it. And he made sure that everybody with us could do it. He changed routes. He changed the path sometimes to make sure that the newbies can do it, because he felt that those were a little bit of a higher level for them. And that was his skill, his mastery that he has shown. And I'm proud of it. People were happy, drivers were happy, newbies were happy, experts were happy to be a part of this drive, because he brought flavor for everyone. So I'm really, really, really happy today. Thank you very much.
And he self-proclaimed that last bit he did was for you.
Oh yes.
How did that feel?
I believe I should tell you in this way that I was the only driver who did it from the start till the end. I covered the whole dune, the side slope from top to end, and it was very, very bumpy. At times I had to just bring this complete stop and then start again. But yes, he chose the right dune for me, because he knew what kind of driving I like. And yes, it was amazing. It was a gift from Richard to me, and I accept it with full heart. Thank you very much.
So from the morning to the end, you heard it from Taj Bhai himself.
Yes.
That how happy he is and how happy I am, because this is in sync with the heart.
Of course.
So Absolutely, absolutely. And Taj bhai, for me, I want to say that whenever we are training the people who come under us, we want to train them and bring them up, because the proud moment for us is when people we teach
Achieve.
they have this drive, and maybe I'll do the same drive in the same area, but my flavor will be different than his. So he brings his own flavor. He learns from me, but he brings his own flavor to this drive.
Correct.
Which kind of, is very heartening to see and is very refreshing, because I wouldn't try certain things he tried.
Exactly, yes.
Today. And like you said, the sand was forgiving, but at the same time, it was slapping us left, right, and center.
Yeah, the sand was forgiving, but the air was not forgiving at all. The winds were so high speeds that the sand was actually... And we learned something else, which Richard rightfully said, that if these sands are not there, how would we learn and understand how the dunes are formed?
Correct.
So yes, we were learning that as well today, and thanks to the nature that it gave us a chance to see that as well. Believe me, desert is some place which everybody need to be, whether you like it or not. Reason, when you're small, when you want to go to the school, most of the students or children don't want to go to the school. They refrain from going by giving tantrums and all that. But once you have reached that level where you have studied your preliminaries and your, those middle schools, you will understand the importance of going to the school. Similarly, desert is one place where you can learn patience. You can learn helping each other, valuing people and their company. So there are a lot of things which desert teaches, and nature over here being at its raw form is amazing. This is something which everybody is not privileged to, have a desert under their feet. So I would love to invite everyone and anyone wanting to learn how to drive their car in the desert with their family, enjoying it and going back home safe. So join us at Desert Lions Off-Road Academy. Learn and enjoy the desert. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Ibrahim is the one who bought out the family.
Oh, yes.
And we saw him in his Y62. Y62 is the new form of the Nissan Petrol. And whatever we had instructions we had mentioned in the morning, he followed all those instructions to the T.
Exactly.
Which means he was glued to,
yes.
He heard, he didn't only hear, he registered it.
Correct.
And he applied it. How satisfying is that to see?
Frankly speaking, I wasn't expecting, because I haven't seen many people do that, but it looks like he has a photographic memory or something like that, which he recorded each and every instruction given to him as if he has written it somewhere. And not only that, he was following them to the T, as you said.
Yeah.
Forget even that. I would expect that also from someone. But the thing is, when you tell somebody to do A, B and C, they will try doing it. But there is a level of expectancy that we need him or her to do it. We were not finding in any patch that he had left even 1% not done. He had done 100% satisfaction for every obstacle that came his way.
Absolutely.
Nothing less, nothing more. And he has followed the instructions right, left, up, down, reverse.
Especially coming
everything.
Down those steep.
Yes,
The way he managed it.
It was amazing.
For a first timer.
Yes.
That was incredible. Just to see
I would
how
love
well
students like these to join us.
Absolutely.
And believe me, anybody and everybody who has that kind of a mindset would not take long to become an intermediate within a couple of months and an expert within 4 to 5 months. This is something which I can guarantee.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
Because Ibrahim is smitten by the sand.
Oh yes.
And he recognizes that the Y62 is not going to take him a long way.
Yes.
So he was asking about a secondary car
Correct.
he can use just for his off-roading.
Exactly.
And that tells us that we have a good young man who is
Sure.
willing to learn and come aboard and just enlighten the Desert Lions academy.
Of course.
And maybe he can be the next instructor. Who knows?
Oh yes, for sure, definitely. We would love to have people like this on board, and yes, just be with us, and you'll be looking forward to a lot of new things, new places, new people on board, and you will watch us grow every day. Thank you very much.
And from me, Dubai Desert Driving Etiquettes and Techniques, Rahim Dad. I'll sign off, but not without a reminder. Please, if you like my content, do subscribe, do like, do share with like-minded people, spread it among your friends, help my channel grow, because I've been trying very hard to bring this kind of material to you where you can learn sitting at home.
Exactly.
And so when you come out to the desert to play with us, it's not going to be something that's new to you. It's just putting whatever you've learned through my videos in practice. And that is one of the reasons that Dubai Desert Driving Etiquettes and Techniques is liaising with Desert Lions to bring all this content to you.
See, basically we are into
progress.
having fun by doing desert driving, off-roading and all that. But it's not only limited to having fun. We are also supporting a cause, and the cause is drive safe, be safe, come home safe, and leave the desert clean. So those things cannot happen just by me saying these 4 points and that's it. It's something which needs to be inculcated into the people's minds by actually showing them, being within the desert, how it's done. So please support the cause, be a part of it, whether you come to the desert or you don't. I would love you all to be a part of us in the desert so that we can, share the same space. But even if you can't, from your home, from the comfort of your laptop or your mobile, you can only press some buttons and click some, tabs and support this. This is something unique. It's a cultural part of this country. So let's be a part of this magnificent cause and, make it a big thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And that's all from me, Rahim Dad. From the Dubai Desert Driving Etiquettes and Techniques. I will be back next week with a drive which is going to develop leaders within the Desert Lions, and you should not miss that video. So keep tuned.
Thank you.